Thank you, everyone. My name is Anders Waage Nilsen. I used to work with UX and design. Now I work with garbage. This is a big structural problem in the linear economy that we all work in, and I've been working a lot to contribute to this big pile of junk that is present all over the world. And I, at one point, said I want to try to start working with fixing structural problems using design methodology and building new solutions that might help in creating a better world. That's a big, hairy ambition, of course. But then you have to see the structures underneath the problems. Today, 91% of the resources that could be recycled is turned into waste with negative value. That's the report from this Circularity Gap report. A super interesting read on a big structural challenge that's also connected to the climate problem. Waste can be described as valuable resources that lost the metadata, molecules without metadata. And in the reverse logistical chain, we tend to just erase all the information that we had at the time the product that turns into waste was produced. So we just erase it into it drops into the black hole. WasteIQ is a platform as a service, and it's built on top of real-world data from Bergen. And we are really lucky to actually work with real data, and that's kind of rare in the startup space, because one of the co-founders of WasteIQ was actually the municipality that is running the waste operation. So it's a private-public partnership. And the special thing with Bergen is that we have a really modern infrastructure with access-controlled system, an underground piping system in the city center, and a lot of underground containers. And we also have a pay-as-you-throw public fee. So you actually pay for the residual waste, restavfallet. The more restavfall, the more you pay. And this is connected to every household. This is a very smart system that incentivizes recycling, but it's kind of hard to run this system because it's complex, and you need to talk to a lot of equipment out in the field, and you have to organize the data to get it into the systems of invoicing in a public body. So this is a big challenge. So we made a platform, and this is how it looks now. It's like a virtual twin for different waste management solutions, totally independent from the technical systems. We log all the events and transactions in this system, and we can access the administration and connect it to the household, so the public registry of households, and then we can share the data for different purposes. And this is what we call the smart waste management system. It's about connected containers. It's about data that can be trusted and shared, and it's about data-driven rewards and incentives. This is like baseline. You need this to get a smart waste management system working. Very few cities in the world has an operational smart waste management system. Most of them are really primitive. And what we've seen is one of the reasons for this is that you have a lot of systems that need to be integrated with each other. So everyone tries to make these systems talk in some strange way. And there are really good ICT people in these organizations that build custom integrations. But they build a lot of integrations, and they build a lot of technical legacy that they can't handle when the system, the complexity in the system increases. So everyone get their own recipe for spaghetti. Like every you have the spaghetti a la Oslo. This is one of the most complex spaghettis in Norway, but there are similar spaghettis all around the world, actually. So we try to make this like a generic recipe for making these systems interact, to be able to produce systems that incentivizes the behavior of the citizens. Or also, this can be also done in big estate systems, like big borettslag, and I don't know the word for borettslag in English, but like big housing estates and also business estates can use this approach. So what we do is, the first thing we need to do is to enrich the infrastructure with IoT, container sensors, smart locks, scanners, weights, stuff like that. And we need to be able to connect this into like a model for the city or the estate. Then we have to create a shared logic across systems. And what we do is to make IDs in the system and events in the system, and we make all the systems relate to the same, like a pipeline of events that everyone can relate to. So every system can talk to any other system. And then we need to talk about what should we use this for. We could use feedback mechanisms. Hello, you threw your 5th residual waste bag this month. You might try to improve. We can compare you with a neighbor. We can make rewards and incentives. And our goal is to say that all waste with positive value that positive value should be somehow reflected in the end user. Then this will be actually a system that reflects the fact that this is resources, not waste. And you can make automated reports like environmental footprint based on real data, like volumes or weight on specific material streams. And then you could calculate what is our footprint from the waste that we produce in our company or a household. These are interconnected, and what we try to do is to build a system with plug-and-play integrations for different IoT equipment. We make logics that can be applied in different systems, and we make it accessible through an open API and extensions to systems that many of these waste management companies actually use. And it's not that many systems here in Norway, at least. And this is design on like a system level. And we are trying now to run this program or application in urban waste management, where we work closely with the municipality. And we just got Nilsen to work with a recycling program for electronic waste. And this will be a national, like a distributed container system that we will manage. And then we are working with new clients in waste management in buildings. And we're still in the pilot stage. This takes time. I can relate to the guy from the health, talking about the health system. There is a lot of regulations, and there is a lot of lock-in strategies that we need to break to make this system work. A lot of existing technology in this space is based on lock-in strategies, where you actually try to keep the data within your silo, because that's your main asset. So we try to liberate the data. The interesting thing, this is super complex design work, because it's about machine sensitivity, it's about interaction with the user, it's about new operational models, like you go from routing to condition-based optimization. That's super interesting, because it's very impactful in like the CO2 footprint of a logistical operation. It's super important. But the most important thing now is the circularity mind shift. People are changing. Like on this event, people bring their own cups to have coffee. That's just an example of this mind shift, and it's really deep and it's really important. And we need to relate to that when we design the services for the future. I was working with UX some years ago, and right now it feels like waste management, resource management, the circular economy challenge is what internet was in 1993. It's still a bit vague, but it's super interesting, and it's super important, and it will basically change every business model in the years to come. Thank you.